Let's do this. And we're back. Another week of the Wrestling's Road Trip After Hours. I'm your host, Mac Davis. Of course, with me is none other than WWE Hall of Famer, Mr. Teddy Long. And Teddy, we have a special guest with us as well this week. First of all, yes, Teddy, how are you doing?
Hey, I'm good, man. Hope everything's great with you. Yeah, and like you said, we got a special guest, a man that I've known for 25 years, maybe more. I don't know.
35 years. 36
years. Wow. 35 years. Well, there you go. All right. And he's the famous Nick Rittenhouse out of St. Louis, and he's a big promoter for the SICW Fan Fest. He's part of that, and so we wanted to bring him on today so he can talk a little bit about what's going on there.
Hey, Nick, welcome to the show, my friend.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
And I think we should be very transparent here. We work with Nick every single year. Nick brings us into St. Louis, and it's one of our. I said this to actually your partner just last night in another show, Herb Simmons. That it's this show that I enjoy the most every year. It's just something about this event that I like more so than the others that we do every year. That's just me personally. But Nick, congratulations on a great event. Congratulations on Fan Fest 3 now. That's a lot of work, my friend.
Thanks so much. This year is going to be kind of special. We're having it at the Airport Hilton Hotel. And of course, it's our third year. It's our 19th or 18th annual St. Louis Wrestling Hall of Fame ceremony that we're having that night. We are inducting 5 more members into the Hall of Fame. Ox Baker, Greg Valentine. He had many feuds with Kevin Von Erich, St. Louis Wrestling at the Chase. There's a few on YouTube. And then we're putting in Crusher Blackwell, Missouri State champion. He was a great wrestler. He had a lot of feuds here in St. Louis also, and many more. And then we also have the Lifetime Achievement Award going to our friend over here, Teddy Long, this year.
That's right.
So that's I'm looking kind of special and well deserved.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I really am. That's one of the main things I'm looking forward to that weekend is having Teddy get that award for the Lifetime Achievement Award. And Nick, I know you had actually called me way in advance. We had talked about this, and I told Teddy I had to hold my tongue for a long time because you told me so far in advance what the plans were. And I had to do that, but I couldn't think of anybody better that I know personally in this business that deserves that honor.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, man, Teddy's been around for a long time. He's done a lot for this business. He's helped a lot of people in this business also, including me. I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wouldn't be for Teddy Long.
Yeah, for those of you who are watching, this is something that I should point out. And Nick, I'm glad you did that. Nick and what he does in professional wrestling, and he does a lot of stuff that you may not know about, but he's been involved with wrestling for years. And for him and I to have someone like Teddy that will help us along and make sure that we grow properly, that's something that you don't usually find in professional wrestling. And Teddy's done that for both Nick and I. I can tell you that for a fact because I've talked to Nick about different things and he's talked to me. And so we know the value of a Teddy Long in our lives.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, man. I want to thank both of you guys from the bottom of my heart because, I mean, the main thing about it is you guys even thought about me. You know what I mean? Just the thought of you saying you're going to give me the Lifetime Achievement Award, just that thought right there, that means a lot to me. So I just want to thank you now, Nick, and I'll thank you again once I receive it and make sure it's not fake. And and
man, there's a lot of people that are going to be there that weekend too, Nick. Not just Teddy Long. And by the way, I should mention Butch Reed is also going into the Hall of Fame that weekend. And what better time for Teddy to get this award than on the same night that Butch Reed is being entered into the Hall of Fame? It's a great combination right there. But let's talk about some of the other names that are going to be there because we got people who will be there on hand. Do you have a list of those?
We have Kevin Von Erich, very special guy. He hasn't been here in over, it's been about 35 years. He hasn't been in St. Louis. And a big staple here in St. And actually, Kevin is from St. Louis. He's from the suburb right across the river in Illinois, Belleville, Illinois. So he was born over in Belleville before his other brothers.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Yes. And
now you've got But
Fritz
you've
Von
also
Erich
got
was a
like
big staple in
Buff
St. Louis.
Bagwell coming in. You also have Nikita Koloff will be there. As a matter of fact, with Ivan Koloff being inducted to the Hall of Fame, again, there's a great person to be there at this event, at FanFest 3. And there are so many names. Missy Hyatt, good Lord. I bet you I got a list around here somewhere. Let's see if I can.
We got Dan Severn coming in and a
Abdullah
few others.
will be there. Rock and
Dan,
Roll Press will be there. I'm telling
yes,
you, this is a host of great talent that will be at this FanFest 3, Teddy.
And we must mention too, it's gonna not used to be one night autograph signing. No, now it's gonna be 2 nights, Friday and
it's gonna be
Saturday
2,
night.
Friday night and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday, there'll be big meet and greet for all the guys, for all the fans to meet us.
Yep, and that'll be on May 16th and 17th. That's at St. Louis, the Hilton, at the Airport Hilton. And that is great news, because when it comes to travel for anybody who's coming in, especially for the talent, it makes it super easy and makes this event, it's going to be even better now, Nick. And I'm looking forward to this.
Oh, it's great. It's going to be something special.
Look, I'm going to pick your brain real quick because we're running out of time. But, I've had conversations with you, and you've told me some different stories over time, of things that happened when you were, in the wrestling business when you were growing up. Can you share one of those with us?
Oh, yeah. I remember we used to park cars out at the Keel. The wrestlers would come in, we'd park cars, and we'd take them out to the airport and drop them off at the hotel, Marriott Hotel mainly. Or we pick them up. So we were waiting outside one time, and they were getting ready to go in, the wrestlers, and Mr. Fuji and Kim Duck gets out of a taxi cab. And this is wintertime. And there was a bunch of local kids downtown, from the downtown area, and they were all making snowballs. And I'm going, what is going on? And a few of them I seen stuck rocks inside the snowballs. Well, they took the snowballs and they started throwing them at Kim Duck and Mr. Fuji. Well, they nailed Mr. Fuji in the head, and they had a rock in it.
Wow.
So all of a sudden, they dropped their suitcases right in the middle of the street. The cab takes off. They take off running after these kids. They had been gone at least 20 minutes. They were so hot. Well, when they came back, they were looking for the suitcase, and I put them up on the stage door up there at the top of the Keel Auditorium. I said, your suitcase is up there, and we took them out of the street. But they were hot. I mean, they were so mad at these kids.
Oh, I bet.
Throwing snowballs with rocks in them.
Man, it's a different time, my friend. Back then, it was a different time. What year was that? Do you remember?
That was like 1987.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking, it had to be in that area. Yeah. Nick, we appreciate you coming on the show this week, my friend, and talking about the SICW Fan Fest. If people want to get tickets, all they have to do is go to SICW.org. Is that correct?
Can I add a couple things here?
Yes, go ahead.
A few minutes. Well, we're going to have Fan Fest. It starts at 10 a.m. in the morning. So we're going to have an autograph session actually the Friday night.
Yes.
But Saturday's going to be the big one. It starts at 10 o'clock and runs till about 4:30, 5 o'clock. And then the Hall of Fame starts at 6 o'clock. It's probably going to be over with between 7 and 7:30. And then after that is the SICW King Kong Bruiser Brody Memorial Battle Royal. So that's going to be awesome. They've got a lot of guys coming in. And this is all old school wrestling. This isn't this new stuff where they flip and flop and all over the place. This is old school wrestling. You don't get this anywhere hardly anymore. This is probably one of the
I like the design of how you do the Hall of Fame and the wrestling, because it's all in the same place. Your seating area is around a ring, or at least in the past. I don't know exactly how it will be this year, but if it's like it was in the past, the ring is in the room where the Hall of Fame is actually taking place, and it's just a cool vibe. That's what I've really liked about this event. Don't tell me you changed that already, but
no,
that'd be bad. But
right.
But no, that was part of the great feel. I've always seen people go way out of their way to have this elaborate event, when the truth is, put a wrestling ring in a room, some tables and chairs where people can sit down and enjoy themselves, and you'll have a huge turnout. And you've had one for the last 2 years, and I fully expect that we'll see it again this year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's the same layout, different hotel, but same layout in a bigger place.
I think with the new location there in St. Louis at that Hilton there, I think that crowd will triple this time.
I do
absolutely.
Too. Nick, we got to go, my friend, but we will see you soon.
Everything. Take care, Teddy. I'll
talk
later.
Thank you for coming on, Nick, and you keep everything rolling out there now.
Thank you.
If you want to know
Appreciate it.
more about the event, here it is right here.
SICW FanFest 3 is almost here. Meet your favorite wrestling superstars. May 16th and 17th, St. Louis. Get up close and personal with wrestling legend. SICW.org. Come on, do it right now. SICW.org. Don't wait. Make plans May 16th and 17th at the Hilton St. Louis Airport. SICW Fan.
Letters, oh we get letters. We get your letters every day. Mailman, mailman, mail today. Reach right in and pull one out. Those letters, I love those letters. Let's find out what you got to say.
Oh boy!
Mailman, mail today.
Boom, boom, boom. You know, that's a catchy little tune right there. It sticks in my
No,
head.
it is not.
Hey, look, I can fix the screen, by the way. Let me change this up just a little bit, Teddy. So we're a little bit more in tune with two of us here. Well, maybe not. There it goes. All right. All right. There's our original screen.
All right.
All right, Teddy, we got some questions. I want to get these in, obviously, and we got some. There's a couple of things I want to do, though, before we get started.
Okay.
First of all, I got a video I want to share with you. Let me go to that. This is one of our T-shirt winners, which, by the way, if your question is chosen by Teddy as the best question of the show, you get a free Road Trip After Hours T-shirt. All you have to do, you just simply got to be chosen by Teddy at the end of the show. So Bryce Bordeaux was one of our winners, and he happened to send this out, and I shared it, and hopefully, Bryce, this is okay, but I'm going to show it anyhow. Here we go.
Of on the road or road trip with Mac and Teddy. Check it out. Can you see that? Got my limited edition road trip with Mac and Teddy t-shirt. Big shout out to Mac and Teddy for sending me this. They hooked me up with this awesome t-shirt, and there it is. Look, there's holla holla, holla holla. See Teddy Long? See Teddy? And then there's Mac Davis over here. Kind of cool. Road Trip After Hours with Mac Davis and Teddy Long every Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, or 7 p.m. East Coast time, because they're on the East Coast. They're in Georgia. Yeah, so does anybody remember that? All my wrestling fans in the house. Do you remember WrestleMania 23? And this is the Mandela effect here. Teddy Long was the ring announcer for Batista versus The Undertaker. Go back on Peacock, or it's on YouTube, the full match, and find that because it's wild to see. So, anyways, yeah, fun stuff.
There it
That's
is,
great.
Bryce, man. That was a cool piece there, and I hope you don't mind. I clipped that and threw it up on the screen. But thank you very much for the shout out, and you're welcome for that T-shirt, my friend. Anytime we can do that. But Teddy, he brings up something that he asked about last week, and that was you being the ring announcer, and you said you don't remember this match, and you still don't remember this match at all.
No, I don't.
Okay, I got something else for us to watch here. This is fairly short.
Okay.
But this is you ring announcing the match that they're talking about. Now we can't play the video, but you can hear the audio of the picture I got here. Here we go.
This match is for one fall, and it's for the World Heavyweight Championship. And introducing first, he is the World Heavyweight Champion, the Animal Batista. And introducing the challenger, he is the Phenom of the WWE, The Undertaker.
Does that jog anything in your mind?
No.
Really? Yeah,
I have to see it because I don't know whether I was a ring announcer, or whether I was the general manager, and I was just come out and did it that night. I don't know.
And that was the one thing that I will say when it came to, well, I don't know what the hell that is. I'm sorry, Teddy. When it came to the match, I wasn't sure if you were the ring announcer, but I had the feeling from the clip that I saw that you were the general manager. And maybe you were just out there and it just so happened that you got that spotlight to announce that match. I would imagine, though, you would have remembered a WrestleMania moment like that, because that's WrestleMania. And the production on that particular match, when they came out and you were in the ring and you got to watch both Batista and The Undertaker's elaborate entrance, man, I would love to know how you felt. So I'm going to send that entire match to you and see if you can kind of relive that a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I just like to see that again. Now, I remember the introduction now, but I'm just trying to figure out, was it, something special, or was I the GM that night? And that's what Vince wanted me to do, wanted me to come out and announce that match. That's what it really was. Because of my delivery. He knew I was going to, do that just exactly what he wanted.
Yeah. All right. We got some questions here, Teddy, and I want to get into them before we run out of time. We have one that I believe is, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I saw it pop in here a second ago. This is from Steve Morris. Hey, Steve. It says, hey, fellows, what do y'all think about the long 10 counts and looking the other way on AEW now? Teddy, you are a former referee. What do you think about the extra long 10 counts and looking the other way in so many cases with the referees today?
Well, I mean, the 10 count's a 10 count. That's part of the rules, okay? It's just that, some guys, they may take all night doing it, 1 and, 2, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's wrong. I mean, if you're going to count, let's get to it. 1, 2, you know what I mean? So,
when you hit a championship count, I say that, I've heard different people mention this, that a championship count is a little bit different than the traditional count. Is that true?
No.
Okay. I was wondering, because I've always heard people say that. And I'm I don't understand.
You can make it. It's called drama. You know what I mean?
That's my guess. Yeah.
Right.
It's more about just
you
how
can
you
make it, like the night, I can give you an example. The night that, God, I'm trying to think of the guy's name right now, but I'll get it. But anyway, he pulled me into Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And they pulled me in. He had me to referee him and Kofi. I think they had a match there, and he pulled me up from the table, put the referee shirt on me, and made me referee. Either I was going to be fired. So I got in there. The first count 1, 2, he kicked out, and then that big one come, and everybody thought I was going to do it, but I'm like 1, 2, and I stopped. No. That's the drama.
And it takes that, a lot of times if you get a bad referee in a match, it can kill a match, can it not?
Oh, I've killed 1 or 2.
Okay. Now wait a minute. There's a story obviously in there. You got to share. When was the time you may have killed one?
I think somebody didn't kick out, or I counted them out or something, man. But it was my bad. But I got confused. And so I didn't stop. 1, 2, 3. I just counted them out.
Oh,
so I
man.
screwed the whole finish up.
Did you catch hell for
it? More than hell.
Oh, God. Hoss Holding popping in. Hey, Hoss, it's been a while since I've seen you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. It's the same to you. And I think you popped in and got something else here, don't you? Yeah. Getting ready for the 63-year-old outlaw to romping and stomping again. We saw him down in Texas, Teddy. I don't know if you remember Hoss or not.
Yeah,
but,
I remember Hoss.
Yeah, Hoss is one of them boys. He's like me. We're a little bit longer in the tooth, but we still love this thing called wrestling.
Hey, just keep doing what you're doing. Hoss, what it is, my man.
All right, here's some questions for you, Teddy. Reggie in Georgia says, Teddy, who do you look forward to seeing WrestleMania weekend in Vegas?
Really nobody special, you know what I mean? But I look forward to seeing a lot of the guys, some of them I worked with and I haven't seen in a while, and some of the new guys that are around, and girls. So I just, whoever I see, I'm always happy to see them and wishing them, great success.
You ever hunt anybody out? Is there ever somebody you're like, I've got to go find this guy while I'm here because we don't see each other enough?
No, not really, because you really can't do that. I mean, that's a real busy time at WrestleMania, so you really
Oh
ain't
yeah.
got time for that socializing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can't go table to table and say hey to everybody, but I'm sure there are
Yeah.
friends there that you're like, man, I got to at least pat him on
Well,
the
you
back,
you can you can hit a guy right on the back while he's talking,
Yeah.
and he'll know, and just keep right on going. That's the way to do it, man. But like I said, that's a real big time at WrestleMania. So I basically look forward to seeing a lot of guys that I haven't seen before, like people I were really special with, like CM Punk, guys like him.
Yeah, Braun Breaker. I would love for you to get a hold of him.
I do want to talk to him too because every time I get a chance to see him, I miss him. But his father and his uncle, I worked with them back in the day, the Steiner brothers. With Butch Reed and Ron, we had some great matches and so much great ha with Rick taking the little tam off my head, doing all kinds of stuff. So we had so much fun back in the day, and I just want Braun to know, no disrespect. I want to just say hello to him and let him know, what a great job he's doing. So if ever they call and I go back or something, I'm gonna make it sure I say something to him.
Pretty classy lady popping in saying, hey, and pretty classy lady. We appreciate you stopping by. Also, Dawn in Chattanooga, Tennessee is asking, do you keep wrestling memorabilia of any kind? Are you a collector?
No, not really. I collect stuff, basically my stuff. I still have some of my stuff that I've had for years, you know what I mean? But I really don't collect it anymore. But like I said, I got one of the suits that I wore back in WCW. I still have that. I have the suit that I wore the first night I walked out on Vince's TV and with D'Lo Brown, and I cut this promo on Tommy Dreamer. And well, I had a suede jacket. They couldn't find me no suit that day, so we went to some clothing store, and I ended up having to get just a black pair of slacks, a white shirt, and a suede jacket, and that's what I wore out. But I have that suede jacket right now.
Is there a piece that you kept that means something to you that it's like I'm not never getting rid of this no matter what?
Well, yeah, I got some suits I looked at that I did, like my Hall of Fame suit. I don't think
Yeah.
I'll ever get rid of it. I'll always keep it. I have a bag that Steve Dr. Dev Williams, God rest his soul, that he brought me back from Japan. And, like I said, when people do stuff for you that they don't have to do, then I know they meant it. So I do still have that bag right there. That's something that I really treasure from Doc because he was really a good guy.
Bill in New York wants to know, do you miss being on TV every week?
No, not at all.
I'm sure with that, if you could do it without the travel and everything else, would you still like to be on TV and performing? If you could
Yeah,
avoid the travel?
Yeah, I'd like to do it if I didn't have to do all the traveling. But like I said, I've come to the point in my life now, I had a great career. I had a great run. So I'm just really just trying to enjoy the rest of my life. I love staying at home, sleeping in my own bed. But I do have that Legends deal with them, so they may call me to do something. If they call me, fine. If they don't, I don't worry about it, man. I'm like I said, I've taken the cape off.
Yeah, which is, for a lot of people is very difficult to do. Teddy seems to have no issue with that at all. He works when he wants to work, and that's nice to be able to do that. Dre on Facebook, were you around for any of the wild WCW spring break shows in Florida? I guess that was Club La Villa or something like that.
No, I think I'd went to work for Vince at that time. I think I started working in New York. So no, I wasn't around for any of that.
All right, Foreman in Oregon has got name association. We still got about 5 minutes here, so this will be good. If you got a question you want to get to Teddy, drop it in the comments here, and we'll throw it up on the screen. But in the meantime, Foreman in Oregon, name association. The first one, Teddy, is The Miz.
What about him?
Just anything off the top of your head, your thoughts,
okay.
memories, anything?
Well, yeah, the Miz, yeah, another great guy. Me and him go way back too when he first started with the Real World. I think that's what it was back in the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I started with him way back long time ago, and me and him are still good friends. So the Miz, a real nice guy.
By the way, Taika popping in here, an old friend of mine from the independent wrestling
sure
days.
she is.
She is a sweetheart. She really is.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I'm sure she is.
I might need to read these before you put them on the screen. Let's see. Pretty classy lady. Teddy, my brother, met you years ago in Adamsville in Atlanta, and you gave him a Nexus chain. I still have it. Thank you for being so nice.
All right, no problem. Thank you very much, and say hello to him.
All right, here's the other name of this name association, Bob Holly.
Yeah, Bob was a great guy too. I enjoyed working with him too. I remember one time we did something on TV when I was doing the White Boy Challenge. And you know, Bob Holly, he ain't gonna let you be putting your hands on him. But he told me, he said, Teddy, don't worry, we're gonna get this thing over. And he told me, he said, when I go to the announce table, you come right over and just slap the shit out of me. And and you can see that on YouTube, and that's what I did. And as soon as I slapped him, I started yelling, see there, I just slapped me a cracker. I just slapped a cracker. Oh yeah. Yeah. And
Could you
Bob told
imagine
me,
doing that on TV today?
Huh?
Could you imagine doing that on TV today?
Well, if only thing way you could get away with it today would just be entertaining. I don't think people would even take it as like they did back then. I don't even think they'd take it serious.
Yeah, I don't think they do either anymore. But at that time, though, let's see, Teddy, who was your favorite manager?
Well, I have to say Gary Hart. Yeah, probably a guy that you guys don't remember, but I had a chance to ride with him, and I learned a lot from Gary Hart, and he was one of the great managers of all time too. And I have to say Paul Heyman. He yells and screams a lot, but other than that, he's a great guy, man.
All right, here's the next name, Kurt Angle.
Kurt had a chance to work with him sometime too. He was okay. Never had a problem with him. He used to bring these. I can't think of the name of them. They were some sausage, but they were like beef sausage. They were real healthy, and he used to bring those to TV. And he always would bring me a little box of those. So Kurt and I, we always got along.
Here's one that surprises me. I don't even know if we've ever mentioned this name, Tajiri.
Oh, wow. Yeah, man. Tajiri, he was, what a nice guy. I mean, I had so much fun with him. It was unbelievable. Tajiri, yeah, he acted like he couldn't drive, we caught him driving one time. Oh, we really laid it in on him.
Wait. You got to back up a little bit here. So for a long time, he would fake like he could not drive?
Yeah, like he said he didn't have no driver's license.
So that's why he could just always sit in the car. He never had to get behind the wheel on the travel.
Yeah. But so they caught him driving one time, brother. He drove for the rest of the year.
All right, we got time for two more here. Tori Wilson.
Tori Wilson, real nice lady to work with. Had a great time with her. Worked with her a little. Real good. Not a short time. I think I did some stuff with her too. But she was always nice. Great attitude.
Now here's one I'm not sure about, but I'll throw it out here anyhow. Sable.
I never did work with her. I think when I came in, they sent me. I started managing. I went overseas, and I think I was managing. I can't remember who it was, but anyway, I know the Dudleys. It was one of Bubba Ray's idea to put me in a wrestling match or something, and I ended up putting me in the ring in a 6-man overseas. But that's when the last time I seen Sable. So I didn't never see her much.
Yeah, I thought it may have been one of those times when you crossed. You were in a different part of WWE at that time. You weren't a general manager, were you?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Let's see. We have Scott Gillespie. Hey, brother, how's it going? He says, do you think Heyman will turn on Roman and Punk and start being with Seth now?
Well, Paul Heyman, he's a schemer. Okay. He's a man that, you just have to be straight up. You can't trust him. So, and I think these guys, CM Punk, they've dealt with him before, and Seth and those guys, they know what they're up against. You know what I mean? I'd like to say he would do the right thing, but, Paul loves that money. Yeah. So you gonna wave that money around to him, man. Money, like I said, it'll make Paul do, some things maybe he wouldn't ordinarily do. But I always say every man's got a price, but I hope Paul don't turn. I hope he stays and does the right thing. But Paul Heyman.
I am curious to see where they go with this match, and him owing a favor now to Seth Rollins, and so he owes everybody a favor at this point. It does make it interesting, but I got to tell you, I think that the real story and the match that everybody wants to see right now is Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton, because of those promo battles, where Tiffany looked horrible in the first battle, but in the second battle, she came out and cut Charlotte off at the knees. What was your thought about that? We've talked this on Sportskeeda, but we didn't talk about it here. What was your thought of that exchange between the two?
All I can say, when it's real, it's real.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can, like I said, it may have been, some of it may have been written. I don't know. But to me, there's somewhere to me that just came straight off the cuff.
Yeah, I think it was written. I agree with you. I do think that it was written to a point, but at the very end of that promo, things switched up and you could feel it when it happened. Now, one of the problems that Tiffany has is that she tends to try to remember so much that she just blurts it out one after the other in a quick pattern instead of breathing and giving it time. And that's when I can tell that it's being scripted. But at the very end, she wasn't having that issue. She was just letting loose. And when she did that, that promo got real. And the interesting part of that to me was they made that match relevant now.
Hey, I've seen it and I loved it.
Yep. All right, Teddy, we got to pick a winner here real quick. Let me just make sure I'm not missing something because I think I may have another one here. Yep, we got one more here, Teddy. This is Curly Man. Hey, Teddy. Was that you dressed up at the circus in the Crash Holly 24/7 hardcore match against the Mean Street Posse dressed as clowns?
Yes, that was me.
Oh, you got to tell me about this because I don't remember this. Tell me about what happened and how you got involved in this, Teddy.
Oh, well, if I can remember it, they just had me with the referee shirt on, but I had the clown nose and the wig and all that stuff on. Okay, so it was like, I think it was at a carnival. They had a fair or something going on there, and that's where it all took place at.
Now, whose idea was this?
Vince.
Well, of course it was. Of course. The winner, who we got for tonight for the best question?
That gentleman right there that just asked me about being the clown. Was I dressed up in the clown suit? That's him. Send him a shirt.
All right, Curly Man, get with me. Shoot me a message. Let me know your address, your email address, and I'll get in touch with you, my friend. That's it for tonight, Teddy. I've enjoyed this. The time flies by quick. And guys, please do us a favor. Subscribe. Go down below. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification buttons, too. That's real important when it comes to our live stream because that way you will be alerted every time we go on live. And there are times that Teddy and I may pop on here at different times of the day. So keep that in mind. You want those notifications there because when we're doing those during the day, it probably means we have somebody with us that we want you to see immediately while we're there at that time. So anyhow, thank you very much, Teddy. I enjoyed it, my friend. Have fun. I think next week we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're not quite sure, but you will be in Vegas for WrestleMania. So we'll have to kind of play it by ear.
Well, anyway, we'll be on here.
Absolutely. All right, guys, we're out of here. We'll see you next